ni demokrasia katika tabu. Since most people speak English instead of Swahili, here's the translation. Is democracy in trouble? Evidence supports arguments for both sides, but here's what I think. Democracy will really be in trouble if it continues its current pattern. Corruption and gerrymandering are huge issues right now. Politicians are putting their own gain of power and wealth above the people and aren't taking into consideration what's best for them. Greed has become a huge issue and is evidenced by the government spending money to benefit themselves instead of the people they govern, like when they accepted huge bonuses from taxpayer money during a financial crisis. The thing that's really hurting the US right now is gridlock, because nothing's getting done because compromise can't be made between different parties, because neither is willing to give up what they want. This led to a government shutdown, which cost people a lot of money and left people without work. New countries that are just becoming democracies aren't being able to maintain it because they don't actually know how to run them, and the countries end up worse than they were before. Declining economies are common because of the inability to decide, the gridlock, and spending cuts can't be made, which cause rising debt and rising prices, which hurts the people and leads to high unemployment. However, there is some success to democracy. Developing countries that do manage to maintain the democracies are able to grow. People-run government makes for the government knowing what needs to be done to help, which allows underdeveloped countries to grow. And more power to the people is helpful because who better to decide what's best for the people than the people themselves? There's also an opportunity for diversity in democracy because different groups that vote allows for more groups to be represented in the government. In the government in Tanzania, there's success that's visible with democracy. A stable government leads to a stable economy. This is why Tanzania has a 7% growth rate compared to the US's 1.6%. Tanzania's government is much more stable than the US and has less of an issue with gridlock. Although a $79.29 billion GDP doesn't sound good in a country with a population of 50 million, it is when it's considered that the country is mainly agricultural and is extremely underdeveloped. However, there are failures that are also noticeable. The government has much power and owns all of the land in the country, making greed and corruption almost inevitable. The first multi-party election didn't occur until 1995 in the country. To me, you need more than 20 years to see success in the government, especially when you consider the grand scale of history. You just can't see measurable success in that short of a time. Equality in Tanzania has still not been achieved. A booming human albino trade exists because witch doctors in the country believe that they have healing qualities. Albino parts can sell for as much as $75,000. Women in the country are also viewed as inferior to men because the ruling religion in the country is Islam. There are still tensions in the country between the mainland and the island of Zanzibar, even after the political merger. There are many successes and also failures in democracy. So my opinion is that if it continues having more failures than successes, it definitely is in trouble. However, if it can get its act together and we can get rid of the corruption, democracy can be a very successful and helpful form of government.
Created using Powtoon.